Hey y'all, what is up? How are y'all doing today? I think today I'm gonna do like a little do's and don'ts because I feel like it was overdue for like a long little minute. I was on Instagram posting different things about how I'm gonna do a do and don'ts of being a stripper, what you should do when you first starting and all that. So yeah, I already gave y'all the rundown on how I became a stripper and all that other stuff. So now I think I'm gonna give y'all a little rundown on just the do's and don'ts of stripping. And I got my little iced latte over here. Oh shit. It still got the little napkin I had around it frozen. Got my little iced coffee. I got my bagel, but I done heated this up so much. I don't even think I'm gonna eat it right now. And I got lipstick on, so I ain't fucking with it. I'll probably heat it up in a few minutes. But yeah, so let's start. I think I'm gonna start with one of the dudes. Okay, so for all of you who do or don't know, I used to strip in Atlanta, but I did strip, in my hometown. I'm originally from Washington D.C., and I did strip in at popular like little strip clubs in the DC area. I think the only strip club that was popular and popping back when I was stripping back in like 2008 and 9 was Stadium. That was the only one that I knew of, and that's the only one I really, danced at because I had a dance license. I go state to state and area to area where they had all of like the popping strip clubs. They had like really good like promo. They had rappers, celebrities, and everybody coming in there, and even congressmen, even some of the ones that worked on Wall Street, some of the ones that worked in and near the White House that was making good federal government money. So yeah, but yeah, I started dancing when I was about 15. But the one of the dudes that I learned, being in there, and this is for any of y'all, do your research because not every nightclub, strip club is a good strip club. Everybody have their complaints, and everybody had their likes and their dislikes about certain strip clubs that I worked at. So I would say for me overall, I did have my likes and my dislikes about certain strip clubs, like the dressing room. Some of depending on which one you're at, but I would like the one I was at in Atlanta is a popular, nightclub that got shouted out in the song. It was a rapper that made that nightclub, a popular spot. Like people wanted to come in and have money. I was, employee there. I was a regular girl there. I got hired as a stripper there. That was my main club. But what I learned the most, like you gotta do your research because not all of the clubs are good. They just overhyped. Even the ones that you be hearing in songs and shit. Like, yeah, so do your research of as far as the clubs you're stripping at because wherever you're dancing, it depends on how much you like money you're gonna make. If it's slow nights, it's gonna really be a slow night. Like versus if you in King of Diamonds or Magic City and they have nights where they invite rappers or they, just have nights where they do events and it brings more attention to the nightclub. So a lot of the times, even with Stadium, they would have events so that people would come out. Like they'll wait to a rapper or artist come to town and that whole event, like, if they had a concert and they did an after party, they'll hold the event at Stadium, or they'll tell like get in contact with the management of that artist and be like, hey, could you come to this club to this night after you know after you done your performance or another night and we'll pay you like that. So they had stuff like that going on. So do your research on the club that you want to dance at. Do your research even if you get the job there. If you don't, it is what it is. Also, don't go in it. Don't go into any of these clubs thinking you got fake friends. These bitches are treacherous. They're haters. And what I learned just going in, I did get a female that took me under her wing and showed me the ins and outs. But she told me all back she knew I was serious about making money and I wasn't there for no fake ass friends and the aesthetics of looking like a stripper. Like I had real bills. I really had my kids with me. I'm taking care of my kids. I really was a teen mom. I'm really going hard because I had shit going on in my life that was serious. Like I had real hardships and trials and tribulations. So a lot of them, they would get sucked into the shit, or they felt like they had a fake friend, or they were there to have fun. And I'm like, I'm here to make money. I don't have time for no fake ass friends. Or girl, let's after this go get something to eat and shit. It's like, bitch, I got bills to pay. This money going in the bank. I got groceries to buy for my kids. A bitch was on food stamps, going state to state stripping. A bitch was leasing a car, and a bitch had rent to pay. Like I had rent due. Like it was almost overdue, but by the grace of God, that didn't happen. So I don't have time to have a good time. Like this is what life is for me. So don't go in there making a bunch of fucking friends trying to be that girl, the it bitch in a strip club. Because as quick as you became everybody's favorite, as soon as you get in a fight and you get your ass beat, you'll become the most hated one in it and talked about one. So don't go in there making friends, stay to your fucking self. Be about your business, be about your money. And do show respect to the staff. Don't be that bitch that talks shit and you need from the staff. Because one thing I learned about the DJ, the house mom, the security, if you show you don't like them, you show you not respectful to any of them, they will make it hard for you up in there. It'll be shit that you need that they won't look out for you with certain shit. Like because I was so respectful to staff, like I had security, like it was a few times bitches try to play with me. I had security be like, no, you know what? Go over there, Tiffany. Get your, cause I went by another name, but they knew my real name. They're like, over there, Tiffany, get your lick in. We'll watch the door, we'll watch the cameras, beat her ass, and then we gonna, send her on her way. Like we ain't gonna even make it look like you did anything wrong, cause we know you chill and shit. If you ever get in a fight with anybody, somebody really fucking with you. So a few times I beat a bitch up, and I had the house mom, the security, I had everybody look out for me where I didn't even lose my employment. And at that time I really was grinding and I needed my job. Another do I would say is get your dance license if that's still a requirement. I know when I was stripping, I didn't start with one, but after a while they start making that a big thing that if you're gonna be a stripper, a dancer, you need a dance license, you need an ID, and you could get that from the police department. I believe it's like I want to say 300. I'm not sure if it's still that price or it's probably a little bit more expensive, but yeah, go to the police department where you get fingerprints and all that to get a dance license to be a dancer. Um, don't I would say is don't overshare. Don't overshare too much of your personal business. What the fuck you do off clock? Cause like I said, it falls back into being fake friendly with people. Motherfuckers will have your business all over that nightclub. Everybody know if you said your name was Michelle or Jesse, blah blah blah, you from Texas and you there on vacation. I swear to God, it could be something that small and it'll get around to the whole fucking staff, all the bitches in there, everything. You be like, damn, I only told my name and where the fuck I'm from and what I was here for. How everybody know this? And I only been here a week. So it's been girls that came out of different states and was new to that club. And they're coming in, tell all their business. And we know everything about you before you even really got started in here. You only here for a few weeks. And we know that you got 4 different baby fathers. We know you here on your tax money or no government, I don't know, your baby daddy paycheck, some shit like that, just dumb shit. Or you need tires for your car because it exploded. So you gotta be mindful of what you share with motherfuckers, because it'll get around, especially if motherfuckers put out a room and you burning with something, you got an STD or something, that shit get around. Like it gets around. So yeah, keep your business private, because it was a girl. She told too much. She did too much. She literally was telling people that she, was tricking outside of stripping, because a nigga was taking care of her, giving her money. So she was selling her coochie. These niggas, she like, oh, these niggas, they chomp, or they with the, simp shit. They press, like, I work niggas outside of doing this shit. And the first thing that people was saying, like, oh, I'm worried about her health, because if a bitch have a, herpes outbreak, or a bitch burning with something, I need to know so I can get some Lysol and spray everything down. I was like, woo, that was the most meanest shit ever. But yeah, so keep your business to yourself. Don't overshare. Do take care of your personal care. Your personal hygiene is extremely important. It's going to determine whether you're going to make a lot of money. And when I mean your personal hygiene, everything personal: look good, smell good, shave, and really, like, shave legs, shave vajayjay. I say vajayjay. I'm giving shit a new name now. Mm, yeah, that was the wet piece of napkin. But your vagina, like, it, because remind yourself, or just remember that you're wearing uh you're wearing necessarily nothing, little to nothing, or you're wearing like body suits with the crotch out, or peekaboo type shit. You're teasing, you like, you're a fantasy. So even, just not shaving down it, like, if you're not gonna wax, just shave it, like, cause don't nobody wanna, I had a situation. I ain't gonna put that girl on blast. I ain't that type of bitch. I'm not a hater like that. I'm not going to embarrass nobody unless they come for me first, and I'm gonna tell your business. But it was so called like an incident where, well, not incident, but it was a situation where I'm up on stage dancing, had doing my thing, and then we went like, it was two of us. It was like a little partner, like, tag team. We were working a section, and I'm on stage, and I had a girl beside me on stage, and then it was two more girls to my, I want to say, left, that was in another section. But then it was a girl getting ready to come up on stage and join us and shit. Now, her hair done, her nails done, she looked good, she smelled good. I didn't smell body odor off her or anything. But when I looked down, she had like a thong, G-string swim, like, it was like a body G-string type suit thing. But you seen like the sides of her coochie, and you seen like hair, like, I just seen pubic hair, and I was a little bit taken back at it, like, like that, a little bit, like, because I'm like, you might not think it's a big deal, but what if you get a client, like a customer, a nigga, that might be like, damn, when she can just shave that, like, that shit crazy. So I just, to each his own. You might want to shave it down or trim it, but I go bald. Like, if I'm gonna have my ass out and my coochie out, one, she's gonna be smelling good, she's gonna be looking good. I don't want pubic hair to be showing. Like, I'm never gonna forget the shave. Like, I always went and got like a wax kit, and like, if I had it like that, because I was making good money from it, I would I really need to put, you know what, no, I'm getting ready to take this off, because I my lipstick is a little bit but yeah. So if I had it like that, like, I would go get a wax, or I would do it on my own, or I shave. I just, when I really had it like that and I was making good money and I treated and pampered myself, I was like, I'm about to go get a professional wax job down there, or the little laser wax, because I'm sensitive to the JJ is sensitive to a lot of different stuff, and I'm like, is no need for me to hurt myself trying to, you know take care of myself. I can do it in a way where I don't hurt myself. So, if I didn't shave on my own, I would go get like a laser wax, but I wasn't really into the whole wax shit because I tried it on my face and it was painful. So I said, I don't believe, that should belong down in your coochie area. But I definitely believe in, taking care of that area, being like a bald eagle down there. But I'm just not here for pubic hair in that area. And I'm a gay woman. I like girls. I love women. I think women are attractive. The most sexiest species. I said species. Sexiest you know gender walking this earth. But what I said is I'm not, if I don't like my shit to have too much down there, hair down there, and it's time to wax, I don't want a woman, down there, I don't want you to go between your legs and see that. I don't, even if I was there just as a client or customer having fun, I don't want to see all that coochie hair down there. Like, shade that shit. That's crazy. Cause I mean, it's been a few times. Like, I went with my wife, me and my partner, just turning up for her birthday on enjoying our anniversary and shit. And I'm like, I don't like the whole coochie hair thing, like pubic hair. Like, it's too crazy. Please cut it. But even if it's not, I just don't. I'm not into it. I'm really like into the bald ego look. And I say ego, eagle, bald eagle look. So, yeah, I just know how I like my woman's vagina or woman's vagina to look. That's all I'm saying. So do take care of your personal care. You want to always look good, smell good. Um, get a lot of compliments. Get told you look really, really nice. Also, a don't go in there thinking that you know what you're doing. Always go in there knowing that is room for improvement. Cause I can't tell you how many times bitches that came up in these strip clubs acting like they were professionals and they were just starting. They didn't have no fucking clue. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And then when they got on stage, they got embarrassed. And the management didn't even want them no more. They like, yeah, y'all good. Y'all could go after, tonight or this week because y'all really came in here like y'all know what the fuck y'all doing, like y'all veterans or y'all have skills in this, and y'all meeting the bare minimum. So don't go in there acting like you got everything figured out and you know what the fuck you doing and talking about and can't nobody tell you shit, because those are the ones that fall the quickest. Another do I would say is do learn how to work a pole and technique. Also, learn how to work a client. I'm gonna start with the pole. Now the pole, when I first started dancing, I didn't know how to work a pole. I just had upper body strength because I worked out, but also I was a dancer, like a professional dancer. I danced on my school dancing, and then other little events where I got to dance, backup dance for people. But I knew how to hold my own body weight. So I didn't know how to at first do any of the tricks. But a few of the girls, they were nice enough because they seen that I was actually consistent and actually doing some fucking work and good at what I was doing. They helped me out. They were teaching me how to do some of the little tricks. The most I knew how to do was wrap my legs around the pole and slide up and down it. But all the little tricks I was doing where I was on my using my left thigh to wrap around the pole and go up and down on the pole in a circular motion, and then hit splits on the pole and other little tricks. I had to learn that as time went on because when I very very first started. My first few months, I didn't know how to do none of that shit. Like, technically, I just got picked and hired because one, I'm pretty, but two, I knew how, like, to work a room. I knew how to dress it up. I knew how to make myself look a certain way to get attention. And then they liked the way my body looked. But, also, I told y'all, I nearly fell off stage when I was doing my audition to get the job. So when I was doing the auditions and it was open pole night for the girls that want to be dancers at this club, he said I did a pretty good job. Like, and I didn't have any experience. I just was going like, you know, the regular way I seen other girls do it. Like, just twirl around a few times. And I did like maybe 3 or 4 splits um, on a pole. And then I try to use my own body weight to, you know, hang up it upside down, like off of the pole. Like my thigh, I wrap my left thigh around one side of the pole, and I held it for like, I want to say 59 seconds or something like that, a few seconds, and then I, you know, jump down. So I started with simple shit, but do learn how to work the pole and learn tricks, because that'll help you make more money. Because I don't know how many times I was at work when I used to, you know, be there, like, because I would work towards the weekend. I had like my medical assistant job during the morning, and then I had the afternoon off, and then like I had nights afternoon off, and then they'll call me in here and there on Fridays and shit. So I would work. They asked me like, hey, can you come in from like Thursday to Sunday? Like, it's slow. We need to get some girls here, get some attention. And I was like, yeah, depending on what my schedule at work is. So I work mornings, and they knew that, and they work with me. But just being in there and seeing the girls, like a lot of them, some of these managers, like one particular one, he did not want certain girls in there during the week or during certain nights, because he said that they were doing, they would get up on the stage and just with one hand hold the pole and just shake their ass. He was like, they're not really entertaining. Like, they're not learning how to work poles. They're not doing shit. They're just standing in place shaking their ass to the music. And that's boring. And these customers, they looking past him, they like, okay. He looked at one girl, and she was just standing there shaking her ass, and he looked at the client, or the guy that was looking over at her, like he wanted to throw her money, but he just seen she was standing there shaking her ass. He just stared at her, shook his head, and, you know, walked off. And the manager saw that, and he was like, what the fuck? Like, y'all don't know how to get up there? And then he said he talked to her, and she was like, I don't really know how to, you know, dance. Like, I don't know how to work a pole. I don't know how to do any of those tricks. So I'm thinking in my head, because she was one of the ones that was in there talking shit. I'm like, sis, that's what you should be in here doing, or on your off time, learning how to fucking work a pole. So yeah, do learn how to do some tricks and work a pole. Even if you practice pole dancing, or you get there early to your job and you go in the back and you learn how to do some fucking tricks. Learn how to work a pole. But also learn how to work a nigga, like a customer. I don't care if it's a female coming there, it's a customer, or a nigga. But I'm going to say this. I literally hated when I seen dancers go up to clients and be like, you want to dance? I was too fucking prideful to go up to anybody and ask them, do they want me to dance with them? Because clearly you get your dance when I get to that main stage. That's your dance right there. So clearly if you want something from me, you can come, you know, come get me. Like, I had niggas come to me. I'm not that type of bitch where I'm gonna go beg a motherfucker for a dance. Now, if I had to, because I did go in between bartending, I was a bottle girl. And then I was a few nights I'm a bottle girl, then a few nights I was a dancer. So a few nights I would, like, when I was a bottle girl, I would be like going up to the clients asking what you want to drink and shit. And they'd grab my hand and be like, I thought you were here to dance tonight. I wanted to see you dance with me. And I was like, you know, no, I'm not dancing tonight. I'm bartending. But what you want to drink on? So instead of being like, you know, because I seen girl get mad at a client, be like, I'm not here as no dancer tonight. I'm here as a bartender. So why the fuck you pushing up on me? And you can't do that. Like, if you selling a fantasy, or you try and get some money, or just give good customer service, because a lot of them, they would be annoyed that they're even in these niggas' faces. I'm like, you want their money though, and you in here talking to them all type of crazy and shit. Like, It's a game, but still, if a nigga like one customer, he got so irritated and annoyed that the girl kept coming up to him asking him, "Do he want to dance? Do he?" He was like, "Shorty, get the fuck!" Like, if I wanted you to dance with me, I would have got your attention. And that's for future references, Shorty. He was like, "If niggas want you, they gonna come to you and let you know they try to fuck with you. Stay on my face." So she got offended and mad and went to the locker room and crying and shit, was in a bad mood. I'm like, bitch, we already told you. You ain't want to hear it from us, and you had to hear it from the hoof of the horse mouth. Like, you don't have to be desperate or let people know you need money, or they know that. Clearly you in there shaking ass with no clothes on. So they already know you need some type of financial assistance, but don't be thirsty, bitch. At least have some pride. So yeah, just don't over extend friendliness to the customers, and don't you know do I say don't do learn how to charm the customers, and do learn how to work the pole. Like, learn how to charm them, know when to back off of them and be like, okay, I'm gonna give them their space. But also, I wouldn't overly extend friendliness to a customer. If they're not interested in a dance, they're not interested in a dance. Don't be like, oh, do you want to dance when you think you'll want to dance in an hour or two? No. Leave it at that. If they say, no, I'm good, they good. But usually, if they were interested, they come to you, or they get up and start throwing money at you. What was another don'ts? I'm gonna say this, because to each his own. If you wanna do your little business, like I said earlier, don't let nobody know what you're doing. Cause I'm gonna say this. I'm not dumb. I'm 33 years old. I've been around that whole fucking lifestyle for a long little minute. I've been exposed to shit that people shouldn't have exposed their child to at a young age. So I'm gonna say this: if you want to sell your coochie on the side up in there, don't let us see it. Don't let us see it, because I'm telling you, like, this was back when I had a little industry booth thing. I'm gonna just say this: the men that are like rappers or celebrities, I'm not gonna say they take advantage of girls like that are desperate for some type of income, or you do something. It's some niggas that they just like, yeah, I don't care that you in here selling your coochie. I just want to embarrass your ass. It's some mean spirited people out here that wanna, you know, in the industry, they want to embarrass you. So you want to be a groupie, and you want do your thing. Don't let us see it. And it wasn't necessarily me, because I'm not the type of person that sit around and gossip about other motherfuckers, like I said, unless they give me a reason. But some of them girls, they made fake friends up in it, and they let certain girls in and let them see what the fuck they were doing. And this one guy, this one celebrity rapper, he embarrassed the hell out of these two girls that was hard up for his attention. He said, yeah, but if you fuck with me, you'll fuck my crew. Like, you're literally, I give you some money, because he had money. He had the money in his hand. He had like $100 bills. And he said, I'll give you some money, but you gotta fuck my homeboy. You gotta go in the little VIP lounge and fuck my homeboy. And then you gotta come out and like let me know you went back there and handled your business. Like, he wanted her to perform oral sex on his friend. And he wanted her to show that she did that. Like, both of these women. And both of these girls, they knew what was up. They seen us over there staring and looking at them. And I'm thinking in my head, I already don't like neither one of them, because they were bullying me or trying to bully me, and thought they were, I was going to let them bully me. And it didn't work out that way. But my boyfriend at the time, this celebrity boyfriend, this guy, he literally was letting me know he was there for me. He was in there to see me. And it was his birthday. So he was like, yeah, I'm here with my shorty. I already got mine for the night. Like, but he was like, my homeboys, they want some good service. He was like, my homeboys looking for somebody. And they were like, oh, well, no, he got money, da, da, da. Cause they were haters. They were in there off of grouping. They were pressed to be around rappers, all that other shit. So he was like, "Shorty, it's either you fucking with one of them or you not. Cause I'm not giving you no money for free. Like, one, you barely dancing, and then even when you dance, I'm not impressed with what you doing. So that's why I'm not throwing no money. So." They went in their feelings for a little bit, and then they went and did what he asked them to do, and they showed that. And then I'm thinking, like, you around females in here who are haters. They are haters, and they're gonna talk bad about you, and you in here showing yourself, like showing what you about. But hey, so they did what they did. They got their money, and the girls that I saw it, and two other girls, I think three other girls saw that, and they went back and ran their mouth about it. And two girls got into each other because they were friends at first, but like I said, the fake shit. But they eventually got into it with the people. It was like, oh, y'all can stay the fuck out my business. Y'all telling everybody, da, da, da. And then one girl was like bold enough to say, bitch, and so what the fuck? You was bold enough to show what the fuck you was in there doing. And if you got a problem with it, see me. Like, you gonna want somebody to shut the fuck up because you in his sucking a nigga dick for $100. So yeah, that's her. Turn bad real quick. So if you insecure about being a little freak, you insecure about don't let people see or know your business. So that's another don't do shit in front of people that you gonna regret later. Cause what I said is this: I could come in here, shake ass, take my clothes off for some money, do my thing, but I never fully went commando. I never was fully ass naked for any of them. I said I'm gonna say that for my wife or whoever, because that's too much. Now the most I ever did was dance in my bodysuit or little bikini thing, and it was revealing. Like, I would have pasties on, or I have a bra that was built in that looked like pasties. I don't know. I wish I had like a clip to show y'all, but yeah, I think y'all got the idea. It was like the bras that Madonna and Lady Gaga and shit will wear. It looked like you were naked, or like thongs and shit up my ass, or mesh, or I said mesh, or mesh see through type, like lingerie stuff. I wore like fantasy stuff. I wasn't, really off and no, I'm trying to get naked for a nigga type shit. I'm like, cause ain't none of you motherfuckers up in here gonna wife it though. But and I wasn't even looking for nobody to wife it. But it's the principle. I'm like, I think, if you can't live with the fact that one, you are really considered a hoe, and you really are in here servicing motherfuckers in a sexual way, in a fantasy, you don't need to be in no strip club. Go get another job. Like, it's not for the weak. This shit is not for the weak. But for me, like, I never was one of the type of girls. I had a few of them come at me. They want to see if I was really like that. Like, I was one of them type females that would go into a private room, a private lounge room, and fuck on them for like an hour or two. And I said, nah, I'm good on that. But I also, like I said, at the time, had an industry boyfriend. He worked, in the music industry. So the last thing I wanted was my boyfriend to get back to my boyfriend. That's what I was in there doing, because he didn't have no problem that I was dancing, at a nightclub, because he saw that I was, working and I was in school. I was doing so with myself. It was more so the other bitches in there that, they making that a full-time job. They weren't doing shit outside of being strippers. So, he had no problem with me being like, hold on, y'all, my phone ringing. Hold on, y'all. Let me pause this. All right, y'all. I'm sorry about that little pause. I had a phone call I had to make. Yeah, so I don't even remember. Okay, so I'm gonna just say this. I literally had an industry boyfriend, and I didn't want it to get back to him that I was doing that. And then I'm like, I grew up where I had my foster mother was forcing me to do shit like that, so she could have some income, because it was a lot of shit going on where we weren't really living, in the home we were living in. It was just a lot of shit, that was going on, and it'll be too long to explain. I think a lot of people who know me or knew my family personally or lived the same way my mother did and did the same shit she did, like, knew it was up. So you had your daughters doing it too. So but anyway, that's just not for me. So I put that as a, like, I think I'm gonna put that as a don't. Like, don't, I mean, I don't know how I want to do that one. I just want to move on from that one, because I'm like, that's just not for me. Like, don't put your business out there. If you selling your hoo-ha, it's yours. You do what you want with it. But for me, like, I'm a private person when it comes to my love life. And I'm like, I want to say something for my wife. I knew I wanted to be with a woman anyway. And I want to save my body for my wife. I want, feel like if I get naked for somebody, or somebody, see me in that light, or I do something like that, my rose is precious, and I need to save it for my wife. I don't have time for it. But niggas knew that I went with the shit too, because I wouldn't entertain it. But also, a do, what could be another do? Because I do want to, wrap this up, because I got some business calls I got to make. I want to say, do put some respect on your vagina. Put some, you have to have some type of morals up in there. In that lifestyle, you will lose yourself. You will lose your soul, your spirit, whatever high energy you went in there with in the nightlife. It'll take you away if you let it take you away. If you let that lifestyle fuck with you, it will. If you let people get in your head and your mind, it will. So do put some fucking respect on your vagina, and keep that shit tight. Like, literally keep your pussy tight. If you going to do some, like, wall, exercises, some pole exercises to help build strength in your vaginal walls, keep it tight. A motherfucker respect that you keeping yourself up, your body up, while you in here, doing what you doing to make your money and take care of your family. So put some respect on your vagina, because a lot of them motherfuckers in there, they feel like you don't have much of anything left in you anyway. When you get to the point you in there shaking ass for money and you doing shit to live. So you have to prove motherfuckers wrong that this is a setting that is I want to say like a wolves playground. This is the devil's playground. But my mindset, stay focused and put respect on my vagina. It's literally back to what I was saying. Like, don't let nobody trick you out of having respect. Like, where we at, people think you don't have self-respect anyway. So put some fucking respect on your vagina, and don't be so pressed to, give a motherfucker some because they got some money. Like, you in there grinding, you can shake ass for 1,500. So yeah, do put some respect on yourself and your morals and your vagina. Like, don't give it out to everybody. Don't, it might seem like a good deal, but they full of shit in the end anyway. Another do have a game plan. Don't go in that motherfucker just every night dancing and having fun with it and thinking shit sweet. You need to have a game plan. You need to have a goals set for yourself. Like, if I started stripping in June, I want to be done stripping in December of the same year. I don't want to have to keep doing this for money. I want to move on to XYZ. This was just a stepping stone to help me pay for school or to help me out with some extra income. So have a game plan for yourself. Go in there, and stick to your game plan. Don't let other side, I get life is hard and you have challenges, but don't let other shit sidetrack what your main overall goal was. Because when I was in there, I was in school and I would be in there at like 2-3 in the morning in the back in the locker room doing my classwork for college, studying and doing homework. Because I was determined to make something of myself. Ain't nobody gonna classify me as no groupie ass hoe that just stripped and like want to be a doctor, that want to be something that she not. Like, you're not about to classify me as that. I had too many people fucking with me trying to make it seem like I don't have shit for myself and I'm a bum. So it wasn't one of those things where I was there to play. Like, I showed, like, yeah, I'm in here shaking ass and dancing, doing all that shit, but a bitch is educated and a bitch got a day job. This is not no full time for me. Like, I won't be doing this forever. And a lot of y'all bodies ain't, going to look like that forever, especially after you had some kids. I had to really work hard for my, and even though I gained, a little weight right now, but I, bounced back because I picked a profession where I had to. So it was one of those things where, you can't just be in there having fun and not have a direction of what you want to do with your life. Like, you're not going to be young forever. You're not going to be taken care of. So the ones that were coming in there playing, like, I just could not understand for the life of me why shit was a game for y'all when I got real life shit going on and people fucking with me, and y'all in here like y'all on vacation, like y'all in Vegas, like it's a girls trip. And I just couldn't understand that either with certain ones that were dancers, because I'm like, y'all don't got bills, y'all don't got real shit going on. And some of y'all talk about y'all almost, y'all rent overdue, y'all almost to the point y'all about to get evicted by y'all landlord. What the fuck? But y'all in here turning up and dancing and like y'all not working. I'm not even not even a dancing like they up making money or shaking ass. They're like dancing like that at a nightclub like it's a night out on town. Like I said, a night out on town. But still, a night out in the town. So yeah, you gotta have a game plan. You gotta put that shit in action, take it serious, and stay consistent. Also, another don't assume that every night is gonna be a good night when it comes to making money. It was some nights in there that was so fucking slow, it wasn't funny. So I just tell people, like, I usually pray before I went into these places of business. Like when I go into these nightclubs, I pray that I made the money that I need to make. And sometimes it wasn't, what I needed to make, or it just missed about a mark. But I was grateful because I always had another way to make some money. Like I had more than one job. I didn't depend on the money I was making from being a dancer, because we got to keep most of our tips and whatever we had after we paid the house fees, after we paid the DJ, after we paid the bouncers, after we paid all our little fees and shit, whatever tips we had after that, it was ours to keep. So yeah, it was mostly a commission based type, job anyway. And then we got a regular paycheck to go along with the money that we made being dancers. So yeah. I think I covered everything as far as the do's and don'ts to being a stripper. If I have any more advice, I'll make another video. But yeah, I got to go, y'all. I got other stuff to tend to. So I will talk to y'all in another video. Drink your water, meditate, pray, and love some Bapti. Peace.